Welcome to a new interview from Cuentame, USA with Moncho Camano. This week belongs to someone that I really appreciate. I think highly of her, I could say. It's the one and only, let me say this, Bianca Stücker?
That's difficult. Only Germans can pronounce this.
Okay. Stücker? I don't know.
Stücker.
Stücker.
Right.
Yeah. For the people in Alabama who doesn't know who she is, it's very special for me because let me say something. I started following her after I think a YouTube video that I saw from Atergo Lupi. I think that's how she came from the how do you say Tagal arpa, the Tagal harpa, right? The instrument, the Tagal harpa, the Tagal harpa. How do you say it? Bianca?
We say Tagelharpa.
Tagelharpa.
But I don't know if that's the correct Nordic pronunciation. I'm in Germany,
Right.
so we just say Tagelharpa.
Well, I say what I say more or less. Tagelharpa. I think I saw a video at Tergo Lupi that I was following them, and then she appeared, Bianca Stücker, and I'm like, oh, who she is? I don't know. Let me play, and I'm like, oh, I like this stuff. So then, I start searching, who is she? Who's this? Who's that? Who's that? And then that's when I contacted Bianca because I love what she does. There's so much stuff that we want to know a little bit about her, So I believe you are in Germany and your home is in Hamm. Is that what it is? The city Hamm? Hamm, Hamm, or Hamm? How do you say?
Yes, Hamm. Hamm is the city, a very short name for a city. Yeah.
That's where you live. It's the northeast of Germany, right, Bianca?
Yes,
more or less.
Quite in the middle, almost a bit
right.
west. But Germany is a small country, so every cities aren't far away from other cities.
Right, but they have no ocean. They got nice river and forests, nice mountains.
Well, we have some forests close to Hamm, but we don't have an ocean. We don't have mountains. Unfortunately, it's not a very pretty city.
Come on, don't say that. All the tourists want to go and visit you.
Yes.
We just want to say before anything else, Bianca is a singer, multi-instrumentalist. She's a dancer. She's a book writer. She's a tattoo artist, or I don't know. She's a tarot reader, I believe. I'm not even sure anymore. She does everything. So what else she does? I don't know. Her last album is called The Alchemy or Alchemia, right?
Yes.
Where she translates ancient texts into songs, something that she does often, I think. So this record, I think she put it out the beginning of this year, I believe, right?
Yes, that's right.
And she's joined by her group because she has a group, but she has several groups. I don't know anymore. One of them is I don't know the pronunciation. I'm going all over the place because I don't even know how to say all these things. I could say it in Spanish. I don't know. Brujas soles.
Yes,
I don't
we
know.
say brujas, brujas solis. So it's a fantasy name. It was all about the first letters. So it's my live band. So
Okay.
because I recorded my music on my own, and I wanted to use the logo. Which consists of B and S for my name, also
Okay.
for the band, so we could they weren't part of the album yet, but I wanted to put it together more. So we were looking for a name with B and S, and that was Bruches Solis then. Yeah,
Because brujas, it sounds like witches, but I'm
which
not
is right.
right.
Yes.
Yeah. So she's joined by this group, and what you this album is more like I don't know. It's like a time travel record. What is what? How
Yeah.
could you describe your this album?
It was all about the lyrics first of all. So it's all about alchemy. That's where the title comes from.
Right.
And I had some historical lyrics. I had found them in a few books, and mainly from the 17th century. And I found them so interesting that
Mhm.
I wanted to put them into music. So to use them as song lyrics. And a few are from a German book,
Right.
which for German listeners is pretty interesting because the language is they can understand language the German language from the 17th century, but
Right.
it sounds a little bit strange even to German listeners, and I think listeners from foreign countries don't understand anything of this.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, but so it's a little bit weird or bizarre, but that I found that fascinating, and it's actually about the different stages of alchemy to complete the great work. So to find the philosopher's stone, and yeah, so in the past. That was even considered to be some sort of science, so it was not esoteric,
Right.
but actually it was actually something where chemistry came from. So
Right.
yeah,
We're
that's
gonna
how.
talk about that about alchemy because for me it's something strange, and I want to know what her opinion is about all these things because well, we'll talk about that stuff. And there is a song in Spanish that you sing Al Cabo de los Años Mil, right?
Yes,
From a
yes,
Spanish novelist writer from the 1600s, I think, Garcilaso la
yeah,
Vega, right?
yes. And I just found these lyrics in a Spanish in a book with Spanish poems, and they were also translated into German. And I understood that it's about water in a metaphorical way. So I thought
Right.
water is one of the four elements that are important for alchemy. So I thought, oh, that works. And I really love Spanish lyrics, although I don't speak Spanish, unfortunately, but I
Right.
try to pronounce it correctly, more or less.
No, I understood. I understood.
Okay,
Al
that's
Cabo de los
great.
Años. I understood. I understood. Uh, you're singing Latin, French, and English, and Finnish. So it's you. You know how many languages in that album? 6 or 7?
Oh, I haven't counted them,
One, two,
but
three,
I
four,
definitely
five, six. At least six.
I definitely don't speak any of them except for English and German and a little bit of French, and yeah, Spanish. It's just the pronunciation that
Yeah.
I hope is more or less correct. But I don't really speak all these languages, but I
Right.
try to
Yeah.
um,
You
to
do a good
to
job.
put it together.
Yeah, you do a great job. You play the nickel harpa also, which I love. It's like a key fiddle, like a key fiddle, like, right?
Correct, correct. It's a bowed instrument, but with keys, and that's what makes it a bit easier to learn for people who don't play bowed instruments. It's my first bowed instrument, so before I did not play the violin or something. So it was I. I was afraid it was too difficult for me, but it works very well with the keys. So
Yes, she does a great job. Is that the national instrument of Sweden? I think is that very ancient,
yes,
right? At least 500 or 6 years old, I think. I don't know.
it's a traditional instrument from Sweden, but
Yeah.
it has become pretty popular throughout Europe on medieval markets or Renaissance fairs, so
Right,
something like that. So we have a lot of these events, and the medieval bands that play there often use the nickel harper.
right, and
Yeah.
and the hurdy-gurdy too, no? The hurdy, what do they call it?
Yes,
The
yes, and
hurdy-gurdy,
I
no?
would love to play the hurdy-gurdy too, but I don't own one,
You don't want
unfortunately.
to.
I still have to save some money for it. I already spent too much money on different instruments.
Right, you got a lot of instruments. What about
Yeah.
the cornemuse? That's another instrument from the Renaissance period, right?
Yes, it's a oh, I don't know how to say it in English. It but I could no, I don't have it here. I thought I could show it, but I don't. It's not here.
Right.
It's oh, I don't know the English word for Doppelrohrblatt. I'm not sure. It's like it's a little bit like like a shawm or Rauschpfeife. So it's a it does not sound like a recorder or flute. It's made from wood, but it's a little bit
It's like long. It's a wind.
it's
It's a,
long, it's long, yeah.
right.
It's pretty long, and it's not that very loud, but the sound, yeah, maybe the sound can be compared a little bit to a bagpipe, maybe to a medieval
Okay.
bagpipe. So
Right.
that's the technique behind it, but without the bag. So you put it to
Right.
your mouth.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can't
How
say it better in English.
I understood. How about you got the harpsichord too? You play the harpsichord,
Yes,
right?
I have a
That's a
harpsichord.
very hard instrument, I believe, to play, no?
Yeah, if you play the piano well, then harpsichord is a lot easier because it's just a key instrument, so that works. I'm not a good piano player because I learned that very late in my life. I was already grown
Hmm.
up, and I don't play the harpsichord very well, but I really love it, and so it's on all my recordings. So it's at
Right.
home, and it does not. I don't take it with me to concerts,
It's
but
hard.
I
It's hard to
usually,
move around, right? Because the weather and everything brings it out of
yeah,
tune and stuff, right?
and
It's
it's
very
pretty
hard to tune
big.
up. Yeah.
So all my instruments are a bit sensitive to the weather because they all have, most of them have many strings
Right.
and are made from wood, so that's a bit difficult. But the harpsichord is big, and I don't even know who would play it because on every recording I record way too many instruments, and I can
Right.
do all them at the same time. I can do that live. So
Right. I
and now
understand.
I have all those great musicians who play different instruments and
Right.
really beautiful, but there's no room for someone who would play the harpsichord also.
I was gonna say Bianca plays all different types of genres, music genres, because it's hard to you could listen to one album and then you might think every other album's gonna sound more similar to that one, but it's every album is different. So she goes, I don't know. I heard like she does the dark wave stuff, the dark folk, medieval pagan folk. I don't know what mystical dance, dark glam rock. I don't know what she does. She does everything. So there is something there that is you're always gonna like something or her music because there is a little bit of everything in there. So I suggest to check her out. Go in. It's easy. Just go into Bianca Stücker just type it on YouTube or any place, and you're gonna see so many videos. I don't know how many, maybe hundreds. I don't know. There's so many stuff that she puts out that you're gonna spend all day just watching those videos if you get into that. And I enjoy the interviews in German because I understand everything she says. So those are the ones that I love the most. The ones that I'm trying to figure out what she's saying. She looks happy, so I guess she's not pissed off or she's not angry. So she must
No.
be a good interview, right? So So I just want to say it's a lot of stuff, a lot of albums that she put out. But I would like just to go a little bit back, not too much, maybe a couple decades, I don't know, because I believe she was probably a teenager in the 80s. I'm not sure, but probably like around in the 80s, you were a teenager, Bianca?
In the
14 or something
90s,
like that, 15 maybe, right?
80s and 90s, I was a teenager. So,
Yeah. You're still a teenager in your head, you
and
know.
yes, I'm afraid so.
So how did you start? Like this question is, we ask everybody the same question, but how did you start with music? Because I don't know about Germany, but does your I don't know, parents or a family or whatever who lives with you, do they take you to music school or something like everybody does, or it's not common for young people, young guys to go to music school? Is that what you did?
It is common for a lot of kids to go to music school here in Germany, but I didn't as a child because my
Okay.
parents weren't interested in music or art. They were more interested in sports. My mom
Oh,
is a figure skater, and
oh,
she also taught figure skating classes. So children learned figure skating from from her, and she was very much into sports. And both of my parents did not have much, they
hmm,
weren't very much interested in music,
really?
so I developed that interest somehow for myself.
Oh,
And yeah, and when actually when I was a teenager, I wanted to start playing guitar and try to make first recordings on tape on tapes, and
right.
I was trying to write my first songs. And it really started when I turned 18. I had some money then, and I could buy some recording equipment, electronic
Okay.
recording equipment. And so it started with something like an electronic dark wave romantic
Hmm.
project in the 90s, actually.
And why
And
is that? Why did you choose that type of music? Is that what you were listening around the
yes,
house or
I
clubs,
was
or how did you get into there?
I was listening to a lot of music from the goth scene, and
Mhm.
also to some early music already when I was young. So I liked that dark, romantic
Hmm.
stuff. I like Dead Can Dance or something like that. So that was what I loved during that time. And
Hmm.
when I had this little synthesizer and recording equipment, um, I just had no other instruments. So first of all, I had the guitar, but I wasn't good at playing guitar, so I don't do this anymore. And yeah,
Okay.
I used what I had, and that was electronical sounds and my
Right.
voice. And
Right.
yeah, so I used what I had,
Well, you had in
and
hand.
this is still so today. I have a lot of instruments. So I use.
Yeah, you got you. I imagine that. You also work as a DJ. Is this something that I read?
Yes,
DJ.
for a few days, a few friends of mine and I hosted a little dark wave gothic party, and because it was our idea, I wanted to be the DJ. But yeah, I
Okay.
did.
It was
That was
something
just
temporal. I mean, temporary. It wasn't something that you did for a long time. Is that what you're trying to say?
no for 2 or 3 years. I did not
Okay.
do this for very long, and that was more just for fun.
Hmm. Is it true that you also conducted a church choir for many
Yes,
years?
yes. I actually learned, or I have some. I don't know how this works in the USA. So we can as when you when you study music here, you can also, of course, study church music.
Okay.
And but I did not study church music. I studied musicology. But at that
Okay.
time, um, I had a I had an education in church music for two
Okay.
years, and this is something you do usually before you start studying church
Oh,
music, which is about playing the organ and directing choirs. So I actually directed a church choir for 6 or 7 years. I did this for
oh, great.
quite a while, and I really like this because I was not so very good at playing the organ due to being late with playing the piano, so I never got really good with that. But I
Mm.
liked vocal coaching and yeah, harmony, singing, and that worked better for me. So I still
Mm.
have here in my studio, I still have a little choir, and they sing medieval music.
Okay.
Yeah.
But do you say, talking about religion, is that something that really, because I saw a couple of videos where I see like a Sacred Heart Jesus painting or in a vehicle. It's is religion something that you take serious, or is something that is just part of, I don't know, part of your I don't know what to say, the environment that was around, and I don't know how to say it, but is church
Um,
something that really interests you at all, or it's just the choir and the singing?
it's no, it's both actually. So I don't come from a religious family, so I had
Right.
no pressure there. Like it was nothing I wanted to get away from or something like that. So
Right.
when I was a child, I went to church just because I wanted to do that. I'm Catholic, so I went
You are
to
Catholic. That's what I'm.
yes,
You
I'm
are.
Catholic.
You are
Yes,
Catholic. Oh,
yes,
okay.
and a lot of in Germany, most people are Catholic or Protestant. So I'm the half
Oh,
of
you see,
just
it's something that I have no idea. I was
okay.
thinking just the opposite. I don't know. It must be me.
Yeah, but this is I don't go to church today still, but I was influenced by that as a child because I thought
Okay.
it's interesting and faith and belief in God can be something very comforting, I think, and very spiritually interesting. So
Okay.
yeah, and then I got in touch with early music, and this is most of the early music that we have is sacred music because it
Okay.
was written down yeah in churches and so on, and
Right.
the traditional music was often not being written down because the people couldn't read and write, and
Okay.
so that it's a little bit of both. So so I'm not um, I'm not a very uh, a very passionate Catholic.
Right,
That's not
because
so,
for me,
but I'm
like Catholic, the religion, the Christianism of and alchemy. I don't know if it's something like they fall apart. They're not like you know what I'm trying to say. I don't know.
not exactly. It
No, it's
actually
not. It's
there's
a connection. There is a big connection between the two.
yes, and then actually in those old alchemical texts, there is a lot of mentioning of God and so on because especially before the 16th century, that was
Mm.
just in Europe the cultural reality. They had nothing else, so it was nothing like satanic or something.
Yeah.
So it was a secret sort of secret science, but it was often connected with God actually. So that's pretty
Mm.
interesting. The
You see.
older things are, those sources are, the more Christian often.
Let me tell you, I got zero knowledge of the branch of not you call natural philosophy, ancient tradition. I have no knowledge at all. I heard a name, Mary Jewish, I guess. Maria la Profetisa, they call her, I think. It's one of the earliest I heard. Alchemist. Maria la
Yes.
Profetisa, right? Mary Jewish?
Yes, I think it's. I don't even know what it's in German, but I have also read it in English as "Mary the Jewess."
It's
So
Jewess, something like
yes,
that.
I think. But there are a lot of actually a lot of alchemical writers, and this is a very old one. I think from the first century or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
So
it's
very
very
old.
old, very
Yeah,
old.
very old. But um, I chose lyrics that are not that old, so
Right.
mainly the maybe from the mainly from the 17th and or from the 16th century. So that was even in Europe, even the Middle Ages were over then
Yeah.
almost. And yeah, it's for me it's especially interesting because of those German lyrics because we can understand them here, but they still they still sound really weird, especially due to the alchemical symbolism. So there are you even if you could understand German, you would not really understand what these lyrics are about because they
Okay.
are so secretive. So they were not supposed to be understood by everyone. So the alchemists used a lot of symbols and colors and animals as pictures for something else. They did
Okay.
not want to tell everyone.
Hmm. I got a question for you. Like I say, I have zero knowledge. I don't know, and I have is metal the does the metal alloys. Do they have? Do you think they have like a spirit or a soul or something? Is there or something that I read? I don't know.
I
Like,
think I didn't understand the question.
like alchemy, they mix they're like a mixture of metals. Is that
Yes, there are two branches of alchemy actually. So the practical aspect where they tried to make gold or noble metals from simple metals,
Hmm,
and there is something like a philosophical or spiritual branch or aspect of alchemy, which is all about the soul. So to purify the soul and make it noble, so to speak. So it's always both. It's the
both
practical
of
side
them?
and
So, like I said, I guess you believe there is a soul and a spirit. That's the main thing, right? Do you believe there is a soul and a spirit?
um, I'm not sure.
Is that a physical? Is a physical substance? There is something that physical in it, or there is nothing. I don't know. Like I say, I'm very out of it, so I don't know. Another question I could ask you is like, is there a mental activity outside of the brain?
I
Do
really
you
don't
believe
know.
that?
I use all those occult topics that I try to read about and make music from and so on. But I'm not such a spiritual person that I could
You're
tell,
not.
and
That's bit. Uh,
I'm not sure. So yeah, I'm not sure. Um, I always try to read a lot about those things and to do it in a sort of scientific way. So I do not try to convey some spirituality, but just interesting historical facts, so
right.
perspectives. So I don't know, and yeah, I don't know. I'm
You
not
don't
that
know. You're
spiritual, but I'm
ambivalent
interested.
about it. You're just interested
Yes,
in the. Mhm. You also write books, right, Bianca? You wrote at least 3 books that I know of, right?
yes,
Novels.
novels. Yes, there was.
Both they were in German, right? Or the three of
Yes,
them.
they're only in German. There are no translations, unfortunately.
Are they like funny and tragic stories at the same time?
And
How do you describe those books?
they're different. So
Different.
different. I have one collection of funny stories, but the novels are, yeah, about a little bit about um, society and
Hmm.
relationships between people and that
Right.
sort of.
The first book you wrote in 2007. I'm trying
Yes.
to translate. I don't know if it's a show running for beginners. I don't know if that's the name.
Yeah.
Or skating, or I have no idea.
Yeah, you can translate this into English, the title. It's in German, it's Schaulaufen für Anfänger. And it's about, yeah, how do I put it? It's about people who try to be cool and special
Oh,
and yeah and yeah and I try to question if this is the right way, so to speak.
right.
Yeah,
And what about the other book you wrote, the Spooky Verona Freak Show? What is
yeah,
that about?
that's a funny one.
That's a
It's
funny
about,
one, right? The name
yes,
is funny.
yes, the name is the title is the name of a band that does not exist, so it's just a
Okay.
band that exists in the novel. But I wrote a lot of things down that I experienced, like some absurd situations that you experience as a not so very famous band.
Okay.
And there are a lot of situations that are horrible when you are in these situations, but that are very funny to talk about. So this is yeah. The book is mainly about that the band is looking for a bass player, and there are a lot of bass players coming up and leaving again because they don't
They
really
don't like the, yeah.
yeah.
Uh, okay, that happens very often too. If it's not a bass player, it's a drummer or whatever, right?
Yes.
And your third, there is another book, Secret Diaries, Diaries of the Violet Tribe. Is that
Yes,
another one? You
I
right?
think yes. This is no longer available.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm not happy about this.
You're not
But
happy.
I think the publishing company does
Right.
not exist anymore. This was a small publishing
Ah,
um, com- company, but
right.
this book was about a band that really existed, the Violet Tribe, and it was
Right.
yeah, and it was a mixture of a band and a dance show, and we actually traveled to the USA, to San Francisco.
Oh, really?
10 years ago, yes, to an event that was called Tribal Fest, and it was a yeah, San Francisco, great, and it was a dance event for
Okay.
tribal. This is a sub style of belly dance,
Okay.
and we played there. So we were invited to play there because we connected dancing and music, and I wrote the music, and then there were a few dancers who also played the instruments, and so it was
Uh-huh.
it was a fun project, but it does not exist anymore. We quit due
That
to that.
was what, 10,010, 11, the Violet Tribe?
Yeah, it
More or less,
existed
no?
from 2010 to 2014, I think, and we
Okay.
traveled around a few countries, and that was really cool. But
Hmm.
it's over right now.
So you're on. But the first project you did was called Bunny, is that right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah, and I, Electro.
that yes, that was the very first project that I produced at home with my first recording equipment, and I actually found a label who wanted to um, release this on tape. So it was the 90s, so it was actually a tape
Okay.
label. Yeah, and this label still exists as a mail order in Germany, so you can still buy these tapes. I don't know if this will be good for anyone.
Is
So
something good in them? There's gotta be something that you can take.
I cannot really recommend. I
Oh,
think
really? Is it that bad? Come on.
I don't know. It was my first were my first tries to make
What are
music.
like three cassettes? I don't know.
Yes, but I think only two are still available. I don't know what happened to the third one, but
Hmm.
I think two of them are actually still
One of them
available.
is called Dream Time. Is that this right? I don't know. Dream Time?
What?
Dream Time?
That was a CD,
That was the
Traumzeit.
CD.
Yes,
Dream Time.
and I that was a CD that came after the three tapes,
Ah, to
and
the three names.
on a different label. It was
Oh, it
I
was
don't
a
know if this still exists, but I actually used some ancient lyrics for that, like I do
hmm.
today. So I liked that
That was the
choice.
beginning then, we could say.
Yeah, yeah, really, it was the
Hmm.
beginning.
Now tell me about the belly dance project, because that's another thing that you do. The belly
Yes.
dance. Did you travel to some place, oriental place? How do you get into? For me, it's like something totally different from other stuff. That belly dancing has to do with because you're telling me your mother had like you said skating. She had like studio dancing studio also like
Yes, this is the dance room of the
right.
studio, and yeah, most people who don't have anything to do with belly dance think, what does it have to do with music and like goth music?
Right.
But there is a connection also in the US, in Europe
Mm.
and in the US, because on medieval markets or Renaissance fairs, there are a lot
Okay.
of belly dancers who do tribal tribal
Okay.
style dance, and that is something that looks different from belly dance because the dancers wear a very wide skirts and a lot of jewelry, like
Right.
old looking jewelry, but the moves are actually origin from belly dance, classical belly dance. But that's tribal dance is some sort of sub style of belly dance, and there's also tribal fusion, another sub style of belly dance, and there are a lot of gothic fans who dance gothic belly dance. So this is all
Right.
connected. Like a lot of there's a lot of medieval music and goth music and even metal and electronic music that those dancers dance to,
Huh.
and that's the connection. So
Oh, there is a
there's a big underground belly dance
Yeah,
scene.
you can
Yeah.
see their videos on YouTube. She dances really well. I wish I could do something like that,
Thank
but
you.
it's impossible for me. But everything she's talking about, you can see videos of it, right? Right,
Yeah,
Bianca?
that's
It's
right.
so
It's a bit disturbing how many
it's,
videos.
they are great videos. Some of them are short, some are long. There is a little bit of everything, right?
I'm just so old. That's where
You're not old. Come
there are
on.
so many videos.
If it's old, that took me a lot of
I had
old.
a lot of time to make
You got
videos.
plenty of time to do more stuff. You still got time, right? You could,
Yes, I hope so. I
yeah,
am
yeah.
planning to do more stuff, of course. Yes.
Another thing I read and I saw is Oriental Tea Time. That's what is that project about? It's besides dance, it's like a festival. The
Yes, it's an event that takes place once a year in January here in
okay,
Hamm, in my hometown, and it's connected to my classes because I started this 11 years ago. That's when it took place for the first time, and it was just an idea to give the classes some space to show what they have learned, and I invited
right,
some guest dancers, and so it was a very small show, and
mm,
every year more people wanted to come and watch the show, so it got bigger and bigger, and
mm,
now it's at a pretty big and beautiful stage here in
right,
Hamm, and it takes place every year. It would be the 11th edition next year, but it's the 10th due to COVID. There was 1 year in
right,
2021 it didn't take place, but
mm,
it's a dance show, but I also play some songs there, and so it's music and vendors and
mm.
dance, a lot of dancers.
A lot of
Yeah,
dancers. Yeah, I saw. Uh, the Tribal Fusion project is going on this month. I heard, right?
that's right. This is one class that I teach here, and tribal fusion is my favorite style. So yesterday was the first the
Okay.
first appointment of this project, and we are going to show what we are doing there in January. So that's we always show those choreographies at
Yeah,
our
it's so much stuff that you do. I don't know. You got you need 24. That's why you probably sleep two or 3 hours every day. That's it. You don't sleep much because you're doing so much stuff. You don't have time to sleep.
Yeah, it's really sometimes it's really challenging to do
It's
all of
gotta
this, but
be.
I actually need to do all this much because that's what I do for a living,
Right.
and I really have to work for this, and
Right.
that's why I do so many things, I
You
think.
got so many things. I saw a video where you got so many birds. Are those your birds?
Yes, we've got 6 budgies at home, not here but at home. Yeah.
Um, if we talk about her discography that, by herself, well, it's not by herself because, but the first one I listened to is it was The Glass Coffin, but I think her first album was released in January 8th, 2016. 17 songs, I think. But I don't know how to say the pronunciation for this title. Himmel Shore Hollencrack. I don't know how to say it.
Which one?
You see, which one are you talking about?
From the Glass Coffin or from which?
No, before The Glass Coffin, you released an album, right? 2016.
Oh yes, the medieval one.
Right.
In
How do you
2000,
say
yeah.
that the
That's
title?
it. That's difficult, right?
You see, it's difficult.
Himmelschöre und Höllenkrach.
That's what I said. You're not listening. That's exactly what I said.
Yes. Yeah, but that's really, both words are pretty difficult to pronounce.
Right.
So it's a very simple content because it's about heavenly music and noises in hell, because people in the Middle Ages thought of heaven as a place with wonderful music and singing, and they imagined hell as a noisy place where noises were used as some form of torturing. So we had at a museum here, at the local museum, we had an exhibition about this topic, and so with this a medieval project. Ensemble Violetta is a medieval band, and the little choir also sings on that record. So we put this into music. We used the title of the exhibition for the album, and tried to find suitable pieces of music.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was connected to the exhibition actually, and it was about heaven's music and hell's noises. So we used some bagpipes and drums for the hell part, and the more pretty instruments and the singing for the heaven parts.
But you gotta listen to both. I don't know if I should go to go to hell or go to heaven. That I have no idea yet. I'm thinking about it. They're gonna give me a choice. I think they're not gonna choose for me. I'm gonna choose myself. That's what I think. what is this guy talking about? Forget it.
Sometimes it's a little quick, so my brain is very slow.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say the first album I heard of Bianca was The Glass Coffin. I think that's the most popular that I mean, people in the United States, maybe they don't know much about her, but there's some people who knows about her that I talk to. And their first album, what they heard is that one. I don't know. So for me, it was the first one I heard also. And I remember that cool video where she drives the French car, that Citroen car, that she has a Citroen, I don't know.
Yes, yes. It was a Citroen, yes.
Probably it's in the garbage right now. I mean, she has a Porsche, who knows? But in that video, she's in that vehicle. And I caught my attention, all that stuff that she has in the back. That's what I'm saying. I think, especially the Sacred Heart painting or whatever, because let me explain. Because when I was young, I lived with my grandparents, right? And in my bedroom, they have a large picture, exactly the same as the one you had. And it really scared me. I couldn't sleep. It drive me nuts, that painting. So it's in my head. You know what I'm saying? Okay. It was a little like, for me.
Yeah.
So I remember the video when I saw it. Oh, exactly the same one, but mine was like 20 times larger. It took the whole wall. I don't know where they got that painting, but it scared me when I was little. That's why I'm saying.
That's really weird.
Yeah, it is weird, right?
Yeah, really.
Yeah. But she has like a fox, I think. Also, there's a fox. There's a skeleton.
Foxes, yeah.
Skeleton.
Yes, it was. I was looking for some bizarre and a little bit spooky or
Cookie
creepy
thing, yeah.
things that I took with me, and then in the so it's all about driving around during the song, and then in the end it ends with my death. So I'm still here, but in the
It's
video
still
it ends.
here. That was fake.
Yeah.
Fake. Those were fake news. You know, she's still around. She didn't die. Uh, so that album I really like. That album. Um, it's the one I listen the most. Tell you the truth. But she also put out an EP that I want to talk about. Released no maybe 2000 I don't know 19 or 20 I don't know. Tribute to Leonard Cohen. Leonard.
Yes, that was with yeah, with
Yeah, I want
Mark.
to. How do you meet your, I guess it's your friend that you know for quite a while, right? Mark Benecke. Benecke.
Yes, you probably don't know Mark Benecke in the US. I'm not
Well, he's
sure.
been in New York, I think. I heard.
Yes, he's been in New York, and he lived in New York for a
Right,
while, and he in Germany he's very popular. He's something like a celebrity because
right.
he's a very famous scientist, biologist,
Biologist,
and
right.
yeah, and he also. He also likes to sing, so from time more for him it's just a fun side project, but we have been knowing each other for about more than 10 years
Okay.
because he was starring in a video uh, of a yeah, of the Violet Tribe. He was part of a Violet Tribe video, and yeah, that's
Hmm.
that's the time when we got to know each other, and we're friends since
Uh,
then. And he's a big fan of Leonard Cohen, and
right,
so
because I don't think you were like a fan of Leonard Cohen, right? You weren't like into Leonard that much, right?
I just knew a few songs. So
Okay.
when I was young, I think from a soundtrack to a film, I don't know what it was, but I knew a few songs from
Right,
by Leonard Cohen, but I didn't know that much about
right,
him. But Mark is a very big fan, and he said he wanted to cover some songs with Hammer Dulcimer.
right.
So yeah, so
You did that. We wanted darker because that was her last album that he put out.
yeah, that's You
Yeah,
Want
before
It
he passed
Darker.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple years ago.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why we
that's
called it.
very interesting song. But I heard, yeah, that you did also that song, "Some Velvet Morning" with Mark,
Yeah.
right? That you did like 5 or 6 different versions. I heard.
Yes, that
That's a
was
cool song. I love that song. Electropop. Yeah, I like that song. Yeah.
yeah, that was the first project that we did together with music. So
Right.
that was I think in 2018 or something, and then there was the Leonard Cohen EP, and in this May we already recorded some new cover songs,
Oh,
three songs by different artists, and yeah, but I still have to do the mixing, and then we have to take some pictures, so we don't know really when it's going to be released, but probably next year. So yeah.
you also put out the Faith and Wisdom album, right? 2019.
Yes.
That was
So
your last full album, right? Is it?
yes, exactly. Yeah.
Right.
So that Fate and Wisdom I recorded with a harpist that I played together. Then Rafaela.
Right.
So she was with me at concerts before to play the Glass Coffin live, and so we did that so often that I thought, okay, we have to do some album together because we always played live together.
Right.
But she stopped um, doing anything in public when COVID started, and she
Mm-hmm.
didn't want to continue this. She only played harp in private from this time. So yeah, I had to look for other new musicians, and that's when Rusha Solis appeared, and this is
Solid.
and it's that's very much fun, and we all get along very well, and they are great persons and musicians, and we have a lot of fun. And
Uh,
they are also in the videos. So
right.
we do that together. Yeah.
Yeah. There's also a video clip that a video clip. I don't know if there's a video clip I heard. Oh, I saw the video clip. The song Vienna by Ultravox. They did a nice cover you do with
Yeah,
Rafaela.
that was with
Rafaela?
Rafaela
Yeah, you
together.
did a great cover. I like that song from
Yeah.
the 80s. Yeah, Vienna.
Okay.
Yeah, I love
Thank you.
Ultravox. I saw them a couple times during that time. So you got that. You got so much stuff. I was gonna ask you. Do you are your you usually all the tours you're doing they're like now in Germany, right? You don't go out of the country. Is that the last tours?
Yeah, during the last years, we only played in Germany.
Right,
Before that, we also played in other European countries,
right.
as Netherlands or Poland, and one time in the US. Yeah, but the
It's
COVID.
hard, no? It's a big project just to move out and go to different countries. You gotta
It's
assemble a lot
it's
of people. It's not just you, right?
yeah, and it's quite challenging
Right.
with all these instruments, but we want to do that again, definitely.
Hmm.
Yeah, so maybe next year
Maybe
again.
yeah. You're gonna be playing a concert in a cave, a beautiful cave.
Yes,
That you were there before, I think. In October the 22nd, you're gonna be there, right? In a
yes, that's a bit exciting due to
right,
all this, due to the climate in the cave. It's very moist and damp, and it's cool. And we have all those instruments, all those stringed and bowed
right.
instruments. So yeah, we'll see how this is going to work. But we have been there in June this year and have been recording the video to
Do you? I guess you need like a license, a permit to go there, or how does that work? Do you
excuse
need
me.
a permit, a license to go into the cave before you just don't
Yes,
show up there? You gotta
we
prepare, right?
yeah, we talked to the people who run that cave, so you can
Right,
tourists come to the cave, and the um, the 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 manager, I don't know what I want to call it. So he was very happy, and they also had before COVID they had a few concerts there. So he thought that's great. After the COVID break, this is the first concert there, and a very nice and
hmm.
welcoming guy, and so he allowed us to do the video there. So we spent a whole day in that cave, and
Hmm.
after that day everything was dirty. All this
Really?
like, yeah, you have everything.
Like
Everything.
like footprints and stuff on your boots or stuff.
It's pretty. It is so damp
It's,
in there that
hmm.
everything is muddy and very, yeah.
But
But
you don't bring food there, Bianca, right? You don't eat. You don't
no,
eat at
no,
the cave, no.
no.
you know,
Just our instruments.
just their
Just bring
instruments, and
them.
very careful. You move
Yeah.
them around.
Yes, but yeah, it's a very beautiful place, like from a fairy tale. Really,
Right. I
it's so
imagine the
beautiful.
sounds. They gotta be, in the cave. Sound beautiful, no? All the echoes and stuff. I don't know. It's gotta be
Yes, those stones. I don't know the word. Yes, exactly.
stalag.
Stalagmites, stalactites. So it's
Right,
almost the
right.
same.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, same in German. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's nice. And then you're gonna be October the 29th, Oriental Dance Passion in Dortmund, in the city of Dortmund.
Yes, that's right. That's just I have been invited by the
Okay.
host as a dancer, so I have there some just a dance
Right.
stuff. Yeah.
And then I see all these different dates, so I don't know. October the 30th, you are along with the ensemble
Yes,
Violetta, Lila
yes,
Kaeli.
that's the medieval group with the
Okay,
Himmelschöre and Höllenkrach thing. So that's a medieval event.
that's October the 30th. And then November the 5th, I see also a Gothic castle. I don't know,
Yes,
with your Bruce Solis.
this is yes, and this is an actual castle. Um,
Okay.
So we are going to stay there overnight, and I think we are going to sleep at the castle.
Oh, really?
I'm
That's
excited
nice.
how this is going to be. So yeah, but it's a castle with a gothic party after our concert. So we're looking
Sounds very
forward to
interesting.
this. Yeah.
Hmm. Those are the plans that you have coming soon, but I don't know if you got more stuff that I don't know about. But there is so much things that you're doing. So for me, it's like confused. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
So
I
much
think
stuff.
it's almost confusing for me when I think about all these things.
It's like, what am I doing next? Who do I have to call? Right?
Yes, and I'm constantly working for something or preparing something. It's really much, but I try to do this as long as I can because it's all the things that I really love to
You
do.
really
So
love doing, right?
yeah,
You're
so
more like, do you like the ocean? Are you more like a beach person, or you like the mountains? And what do you like the most?
I
And
think
how do you write? Do you write more in the morning, during the day, or at night? Oh, it makes
at
no
night,
difference. Night.
I really I in the morning I can't think very very well.
Okay.
So creative things I do in the evening, and yeah. So
Yeah.
in the morning, I try to practice like um, music or choreographies and do something where I don't have to think so much, but repeat things.
Ah, okay. It's
Yeah. So
automatic. The morning is like automatic. It goes.
yes, exactly.
Yeah. So that's what you do. Yeah. I'm like I'm saying, there is so much stuff that she does that I don't know how she does it, but she has the time. So I really love all her music, and because, like I said before, I enjoy mostly every kind of music. But the ancient music, like Celtic music, and uh, northern from the Finland and Sweden and all those countries. I love those sounds also. So everything she does, I like. Electropop, I also like. So it's impossible not to like something that she makes, because I might say, "Oh, this I don't like that much." Well, but this I really love. So there's so much stuff.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, really love. So I suggest some people, my friends, that I already talked about her. I thought, check out Bianca Stücker. She's
Oh, that's great.
If you like this music, you just listen to this couple songs and see what you think about. And they think, oh, I never heard of her. Yeah, I never heard of her until like a year ago. But there's so much music that you don't hear that is much better than the top 20 list that they have, pop
Thank you
songs.
so much.
And there's nothing there. The top, maybe a couple of songs that half of them could be a little listenable, but you gotta search and find other stuff, and that's where she fits. So Bianca is fantastic for me. I like it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
I'm very impressed how many songs you know and how many things you looked up. That's really great. You're
yeah.
so far away from.
Let me tell you, I do a lot of interviews. Some of them are really bad, but some of them I really like searching and finding out, because if it's something I like, I want to know where it comes from. Why is she doing this? Why is she doing the other thing? If there's something that I really don't care much about it, but it's okay. It just like a train, tune goes away, and that's it. Goodbye. So I have to stop and listen to what she does. Uh, so it's fun. It's fun, and check her videos out. If you want to learn how to dance, you can watch videos too. And she does that too. Wonderful. So I don't know. Uh, so I suggest to check her out. Just go on Google and put her name. I don't know. I didn't find any other names like her. Maybe there is somebody like a mechanic named Bianca Stücker. I don't
No,
know.
no,
There is a
that's a good
mechanic
thing. Nobody is
or a
called Bianca
chef,
Stücker except for me.
a chef, a cooking, nothing like that. There's only her. So
Yeah,
it's easy to
only
find. Same
such a
thing in
weird
YouTube.
name.
Same thing. It's not a politician. You probably didn't know politician named Bianca Stuck. Nothing like that. It's only her. So
Yes.
Unique. She said unique. So I really enjoyed talking to you. I'll be, keep track of what you do, and waiting
Thank you
for
so
a new album. If whatever comes out, I'll be listening because I really enjoy the music you do. And it's whatever genre it is, dark wave, dark folk, or whatever, mystical, whatever you want to call it. It could be good or could be bad, and it's good.
Thank you so much.
So I'm not gonna waste more of your time. I really thank you, and I
Same
wish
to
you all the
you.
best for whatever is not much left for this year, but it's always for her. It's plenty of time because you could do a lot of things in one day. So imagine how many days it still has before the end, the year ends. So she has a lot of stuff, and I just wish her the best for this year and next year. She'll be around, and there is something that comes out that I really like. I'm probably gonna get in touch with her and see if she wants to talk to me again. And if she doesn't answer, then she say, no, I don't want to talk to this clown again. I just pretend I never saw the message. And then I'll say, okay, I'll still keep listening even if she doesn't want to talk to me. Nah, just saying. I would like to talk to her again because I really like Bianca. I do. Okay, it's nothing wrong with me, I don't think. So that's it. Like I said, thanks for the opportunity to talk to you, Bianca. I really did enjoy
Thank you
talking
for
to you.
having me.
I just wish you the best. And have a great day, whatever is left of Sunday.
Yes. Just a Sunday without appointments. That's
No
great.
appointments. She's not going to make any phone calls today. She's just going to relax and do her thing. Okay? Don't bother her. Take care. See you next week at the next interview. Thank you. Have a great day.